Hello, my name is Nikki. I don't have my helper here today, so I'm going to be videoing on my own. I did some shopping. We're gonna do a little bit of food prep today. There was some sales at the store. I got $1 off on rotisserie chicken. I had some potatoes I needed to use up, some heavy cream that I need to use up. So I'm going to make the filling for pot pie today. I'm gonna make two servings. Okay, I got everything ready for the pot pie filling. I got the chicken all cut up. I went through it 2 or 3 times. My husband said I left a bone in there once or twice, so I don't want that to happen again. I chopped up the potatoes. I have a bag of green peas and diced carrots and celery and onion. So I'm gonna get this over and get this sauteed in some olive oil. Okay, I've got these going in some olive oil. I don't really want to get too much color on them. I just want them to get kind of cooked down, translucent. I turn the heat down a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna get this melted down. I have about half a cup of flour here. I'm gonna add that in just a minute. My husband's not home from work yet. He usually helps me with this. It's hard to film and do this part of it, but we'll do our best. This is my own recipe. I've done it so many different times, and I'm hoping this is the way I did it last time when I really liked it. Okay, I'm gonna put the phone down for a minute and see if I can get this right. I need to add heavy whipping cream and probably some milk to this. Okay, I cooked the flour down a little bit. I'm gonna start adding some heavy cream. I'm worried I didn't add enough flour to make it thick enough, but if not, I can make a little cornstarch slurry and pour that in there also. Okay, I'm gonna get a whisk and start whisking this. And I'm definitely gonna have to add some milk too. So far I added about a cup of heavy whipping cream, and now I added about a cup of milk. Okay, I added another cup of milk. It looks kind of runny, but I need to get it up to a slow boil. And meanwhile, I'm gonna start to get together my spices, which is my favorite part. It just starts smelling so good in here. Okay, so I know I told you I'm bad with measurements. I'm gonna probably add some more after this, after I taste it. But so I would say about a teaspoon of oregano, about half a teaspoon of thyme, tarragon, and rosemary. So I'm gonna get that ground up and put it in there, and we'll taste it later, and I'll let you know if I add more or not. I want to let you know to be very careful when you're making this, because all of a sudden it gets thick and you don't want it to be burning on the bottom. I caught it just in time, and this is thick. I can actually add some more milk now. I'm probably going to add a little bit of water too. Okay, so that's almost another cup. So far that's 4 cups of liquid. Sorry, I kind of come up with my recipes as I go. This is the first time I've ever actually had to explain it to anybody. Whew, my arm is tired. I wish my husband was here. I like it ground up very well because rosemary has a lot of those little stems. So I'm gonna do it just for a minute more. Okay, I added a cup of water. So we're at 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, 3 cups of milk, and 1 cup of water. And I'm about to add in my seasonings. It seems like a lot, don't be afraid. It just makes it wonderful. I might even add more. Okay, and also we're gonna add chicken bouillon. About a tablespoon. Onion powder. Garlic powder. Black pepper for sure. Okay, I'm gonna whisk this up and taste it, and I'll let you know. Okay, so I added 1 more cup of water, and don't worry, I'm writing everything down, so I'm gonna put everything in the description. I definitely added more chicken bouillon, salt, pepper. Everything's just to your taste. Just keep tasting it and see how you like it. Even if it tastes a little too salty, just remember that broth has to season all the chicken and the potatoes that we're gonna put in it, which I'm gonna start adding right now. Okay, so it was probably 4 potatoes and a full bag of peas and carrots. And remember, this is a double batch. Added those. Now I'm going to add the chicken. Okay, I added a full rotisserie chicken. Now I'm going to get this all stirred up. And this is the pan that we usually use for our pot pies. So from what it looks like, and when we do the crust, we just do 1 crust on top. It's kind of saves a little bit on carbs. Not much. This meal is not a healthy meal. This is a hearty comfort food meal, but we still try to do what we can. So I think what we have in the pot will make 2 of these easy. So I'm going to get this stirred up and I'll be right back. Wow, this looks fabulous. It reminds me almost of chicken dumpling soup. I bet dumplings in there would be so good too. I'm gonna have to try that soon. I've never tried it. My husband mostly likes chicken pot pie. Maybe that's why I made it like this. It's a mix. Okay, so I'm gonna let this cook for a little bit. I want the potatoes to halfway cook. That way, when it's time to make our meal, all we have to do is defrost the filling, put it in the pan, add the crust, and bake it, and it'll be done. So I'm gonna let this go on low for about 15 minutes. So there it is. This goes in the fridge for tomorrow. This will go in the freezer for another day. I'll be back with a video on how to make the crust. Okay, I have my helper here. He's my helper / hubby.
Hello.
Okay, so I am not an expert at making pie crust by no means.
What is that there that you're using?
My hands.
No, there's the powder and what else you got in it?
Oh, it's flour, lard, butter, and salt. So you're supposed to crumble it until they're about pea-sized pieces, the lard and the butter, and just get it all incorporated. So I'm gonna do this for a minute until it feels about right, and then I'll get back with you when I start adding the water. Okay, so I got it crumbled. So I'm gonna slowly start adding the cold water. My problem is I've made it too wet in the past and worked it too much. I should probably slow my hands a little bit. I hope I didn't use too much water this time. So I say I used about 3/4 of a cup of water, and I'm happy with the texture of it. So I'm just gonna get it into a ball, and then I'm gonna put it in some saran wrap and put it in the fridge. It says 2 hours, but we don't have 2 hours, so we'll put it in there for about an hour. You wanna follow me over here? Okay, I'm gonna get it wrapped up and put it in the fridge. Okay, so the dough has been in the fridge for a little over an hour. I wish it was longer, but we don't have much time before it's time to eat. I can already tell I made it too wet, but we're just gonna work with it. So I split it in half. We're not gonna do a bottom and a top crust. We're just gonna do a top crust. So I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna roll that out and freeze it. So right now we're just gonna do this. And our pan is kind of oval shaped, so I think it'll still be flaky. I didn't totally ruin it. I haven't mastered the art of making it pretty, not one bit, but as long as it tastes good.
What is wrong with that? That's perfect, my love.
You are so sweet. I just want to make it big enough to cover the
enchilada pan.
Yes. That is what we use for the enchilada. The enchiladas. I took a tiny little bite out of it just to make sure it tasted as good as it tasted yesterday.
Everybody, she needs to redo that.
I'm wondering if maybe I should spray the edges. Yep, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna spray the edges with cooking spray. We're so blessed right now. We have this deep sink, so I like to always do any kind of spraying in the deep sink. Otherwise, it does leave a residue. And this is a very good price. It's at Walmart. I think I pay like $3 or $4. I can't even tell you how long this has lasted me. Sometimes when you get the name brand Pam, it only lasts about halfway through the can before it stops working. This is almost empty. Okay, and like I said, I'm not good at making things pretty, and we're not doing two crusts, we're just doing the top. So I'm just kind of experimenting right now. I'm just gonna cut all this excess off. And maybe try pinching it.
Yeah, make little ripples all the way around the outside of it. That way it's little ripply and it's...
The ripples aren't coming out that great.
We got baked ripples, everybody. I'm telling you, this chicken pot pie, you guys follow these recipes, oh my goodness. It is good.
That was so fun. I will get better at it. And I know you have to cut little breathing holes. Okay, I'm gonna get it popped in the oven. Okay, I have it at 375. I'm gonna put it in the oven for about 20 minutes. And then I'm going to lower it to 350 for about 40 minutes, and we'll keep checking on it. Okay, I got the second part rolled out on some parchment paper. And I'm just gonna roll it. And I'm gonna put it in a freezer, a food saver freezer bag. And that'll be ready for our other pot pie filling that we have in the freezer.
Amazing.
Okay, so I decided not to put it in the food saver because that might squish it too much. So I just put it in a Ziploc bag in some parchment paper, which is kind of how they sell them at the store anyways. I've bought the pie crust already, you know, made and pre-rolled, and you just take them out and bake them. And this is about how they come, so all finished. Okay, so I went against the recipe and I went ahead and did 400 degrees. And this is about 30 minutes later. So I'm gonna let it sit for about 10 minutes and we'll come back.
Oh yeah, that's mine. Super bomb from Casa Grande, Arizona.